Connor's going to be out on loan from South African club Orlando Pirates. Definitely not one of the faces you want to see on Lakeside Soccer, whether he's playing with boots or burning you with a cigarette during a match. He's definitely the Joey Barton of Lakeside Soccer, so he's going to have to play smart and play sober if he wants to at least finish all the games he's in.
Thanks, Logan. Appreciate that. Moving on. I'd like to move on to a brighter light and talk about Ryan Buck. Tom, what do you think?
Brighter light. He's light. He's built like a child. He has got some speed, but I think the only thing that came out of last year is the man's thighs are unbelievable. Like, there's a few things I remember about last year because I was poisoned, but Ryan's Buck thighs will live forever in my mind. And it's Ryan's thighs.
Logan, on that note, what do you think?
I think besides Nick, he's going to be the shortest player out there. Height doesn't have anything to do with Lakeside Soccer, as we've seen. I think he'll run around more than anyone on the field, but he's also going to spend more time on the ground than anyone on the field. On loan from Malmo club in Sweden. I think he's a fast player. He's going to play up top and help out on defense, which is very uncommon at Lakeside Soccer. So I think if he handles his beer and marijuana, he could have a decent weekend.
Thanks, Logan. Somebody that has to be mentioned here is Tom Leggett. Any notes on him? What do you think about the guy?
Yeah, he's decent. I think it's sometimes not a fair match with many of the players who are against him in this team. 2 years ago, he was in the same team as Fulmer, and it was just entirely unfair. But
yeah.
I think if we make the teams fair, any team that Tom Leggett's going to be in, it's going to be a winning team. That's just how it is. That's how he plays. But he has got some competition this year. Ryan's looking good. Will's looking good. Logan looked good. He's still.
How long ago?
We're getting to that. But we'll see. No, he's an interesting player and one that many people are looking forward to seeing.
Speaking of Logan, what do you think?
Tom's a young Protestant lad, came up in the Rangers system. Definitely one of the more talented players in Lakeside Soccer. Besides Will Fulmer, we unanimously agree that Will is one of the better players. I don't think Rangers would be happy with Tom going to Mass every Sunday, though. But I do think that he's one of the better players and has a chance to have a good weekend.
Thanks for that top-notch reporting. Here we go with Jeff Leonard. Talented. Gosh. High-octane energy. If I will say, if you leave your Chris Leonard alone, Jeff Leonard gonna beat that Chris up. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, Jeff was decent last year. He was really, really, really good. He was the second top goal scorer.
He was up there. He's up in the ranks, man.
But no, he is a decent player, and he doesn't even play football. He's just a natural athlete. He overshadows his bigger brother, which isn't difficult, to be fair, because he's Italian. But yeah, Jeff's a good player. He's a clever player, and he's one that we all want to see this year.
Logan, what do you think about him?
Jeff Leonard's probably got one of the biggest heads I've ever seen, and I don't mean like figuratively. I mean like literally. He has a huge head, definitely a force in the air. He's a lot better than his brother Chris, as we saw last Lake House Soccer. He could be a threat to be goal scorer of the week. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that. What about Thive, Tom? A guy that didn't show up last year. He said he didn't need to be there for his talent to succeed.
I think 1 year wasn't enough for him to make them kind of claims. He was mediocre at best 2 years ago, but if he doesn't come this year, we'll already forget about him by next year.
Logan, what do you think?
Thive from Guatemala's top team, Comunicaciones. I think he's had a pretty solid year. Missed out on Lakeside Soccer last season. So hopefully he's here and he's ready to play and could have a good week.
Thanks, Logan. Not to be forgotten, let's talk about James Ugarte.
James Ugarte.
James Ugarte.
The gentle giant.
Yeah.
As we like to call him, or the sleeping giant.
The sleeping giant would be a better term.
Yes, he missed a lot of last year's tournament because of substance abuse, something which he struggled with for a while, and
allegedly that wasn't his fault.
James, if you're watching, I would advise you to talk to Frank. He's drug helpline. I will give you some information. It's actually in the bottom of the screen now.
We'll get to that. There's a link at the bottom right here.
But James, you have got ability to be a good person and a good man. Just remember your qualities and try and grow.
Logan, what do you think about James?
Yes, the forgotten one, on loan from Alianza Lima in Peru. He's had a really good season with them. Definitely has gotten better each year at Lakeside Soccer. We know it's not his first sport, but definitely one of the better players, and I think if he can, maybe keep his marijuana intake down, he could have a good week.
Thanks, Logan. Of course, what we've got here, Logan, what do you think about yourself?
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. It's going to be a fun weekend. I know I'm on loan from Celtic, young Catholic lad, opposite of Tom. I grew up the right way. I like to play up top. I don't play defense. I usually play intoxicated on a number of drugs or alcohol. So hopefully, if I get lucky enough, I'll have a good weekend, and I'm just glad to be here. Thanks, guys.
Well, I hope your off-season of non-training went really well. Tom, what do you think about Logan?
That's Logan?
That's Logan. He can hear us.
Okay, Logan, what did you do to the old Logan? You ate him? I feel you need to work harder if you're going to be up in the top of your game. Since leaving Glasgow as a young Rangers boy, you've lost your fire, your spirit. You've turned into an American millennial. That's exactly what you are, and you're not going to get it given to you. You're going to have to work for it in this life, and Lake House Soccer is going to teach you that next week.
Good words. I'm sure Celtic's glad to have him. Anyways, Tom, what do you think about Chris Leonard, the brother of Jeff Leonard?
Yes, when you talk about the word Leonard, that's not the one that I think of as Chris. He lacks the talent that his family name
carries,
and his talents are definitely off the pitch. He should be somewhere else reading the book and watching the sunset.
Yeah,
that's how I remember.
Tanning.
Yes,
he is a good tanner.
But for someone who's built like an athlete, he sure doesn't play like an athlete.
Logan, anything on Chris?
We're on. Chris Leonard is decent.
Whoa, seem to be having technical difficulties on that one. We'll get back to you, Logan. Anyways, that appears to wrap up this year's 2017 Soccer Review Special. Thank you all for watching. We've really enjoyed putting this together. It's been once again a blast. We really appreciated the feedback we got last time. Feel free to provide us a like or comment in the box below. We're really excited for the upcoming Lake House tournament as it will go. I'm Roy Wellington. Rex Tyler, anything left to say?
No, I always appreciate the comments and the feedback we hear. We're here again because you wanted us to be here again. We will see you next weekend for the Lake Coast tournament. All I can say is all the best, God bless.
Logan, anything to say?
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for having me. I can't wait for a great weekend.
Really appreciate having you here, man. Really appreciate it. Signing off.
Cheers. Salud.
Cheers. Salud.